Today we're going to keep it a little bit more professional and a little bit more knowledge filled. So, stress. This is a topic that I have been researching lately, that I've been, coming across a lot of different videos about. Not necessarily because I'm stressed, but rather because I love learning about the human mind, right? And one of these videos came up. It's a neuroscientist. It was a podcast of sorts. And he brought up something very, very interesting about stress. Now, we all know about stress. Or at least we know what people tell us about stress. What we see our family members or other people go through stress. We've seen the negative aspect of stress. But the only reason why it's negative, come here, is because we're looking at it the wrong way. Just like with anything in life. Your perspective on what you believe is very, very important and could be detrimental to your health if you don't look at it the right way. Now, I haven't felt stress per se. Now, I've been a person who's very detached, so I'm not very much aware of my emotions or when they come or how they come. I'm learning, right? But stress tends to have a very negative, I guess you could say, result to the person that is feeling it. Well, the thing was, in this podcast, he was explaining how they had two separate groups.
That's
okay?
four,
It was a study. And in these two different groups, we had one group of people who believed stress was bad. It ruined their health, it made them feel worse, and it put them in a state of just constant depression or just, bad feelings. On the other group, they had people that saw stress as a motivator. Yeah, stress heightened their blood pressure. It did the same reactions that it did to the people that saw it as a negative. It did the same thing, but they saw it as, oh, this is giving me more energy to push forth, to fucking move on and have this clarity of mind, surprisingly. And they found that the people that believed that stress was bad, well, it did exactly what they believed it did. Ruined their fucking health. It ruined their fucking mindset. And it ruined their body, literally. Like, physiologically speaking, it was killing them as they believed it was. But the people that believed that it wasn't killing them, that it was a motivator, that it was a push, a force of good, they noticed that these people were more successful. Think about this. People that are in high-level positions, rich people, people that own businesses, they're in constant stress. Their levels are through the roof. Yet they succeed. Yet they make millions. Yet they look good. Some, right? Some. But how? That doesn't make any sense. We're talking people whose not only family is dependent on them, but their fucking employees.
Watch your mouth.
Their fucking, family, their kids, the family of their employees. Like, you got so many people depending on you. So every decision you make is absolutely important and absolutely necessary to fucking succeed. Because if you fall back and you fail, well, it's not just you failing. You're failing your workers. You're failing yourself and your business. So it's incredible. You're telling me that it's literally your belief that can change. What we believe can change the reaction of our body, the reaction of our actions. Duh. So why does that work? I mean, seriously, why does it work to just change the perspective? Well, because your perspective and your thoughts literally change how you feel and change the molecules that are released in your bloodstream, that are released in your head. And then the stress no longer becomes stress. It becomes a whole different emotion, a positive emotion. You hear what I'm saying? So obviously it's not good to constantly be stressed. But if you are able to change the way you view stress, it then turns into something that gives you power. You're not killing yourself no more. So technically, within that thought, within that time frame in which you change stress to a push of good, to a positive thing, you're no longer feeling stressed. You're feeling motivated. That's how it works. You're changing the whole fucking thing around. And so stress then becomes a trigger rather than a feeling of, stress. It becomes a trigger, no longer the end result. By trigger, I mean it's a trigger that then pushes you towards a positive emotion. It changes the goal, the finish line. No longer is this happened, now I'm stressed. It's this happened, now I'm stressed, good, now I can push forward. Now I have the power and the motivation to do this. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I took this and I thought about it and I'm like, if you can do that with stress, can you do that with something else? Well, absolutely you can. Absolutely you can. All these things that we perceive as negative, they can all be changed. 100%. Of course, it takes meditation. It takes, a long look. It takes awareness. It takes self-reflection, and it takes honesty and humility, right? You have to be able to look at yourself and what you're doing and how you're living your life and realize that it's wrong if it's wrong, right? Because even if you're successful and you're stressed constantly, it's gonna do the same thing, regardless. Nothing outside of you can harm you. Nothing, not no fucking event, not no fucking death, not no fucking person that's trying to, throw your mood off, not nothing, just nothing. It is literally all in your mind. Mind over matter. You hear what I'm saying? It is absolutely crucial for you to stop looking at things as good or bad. Okay? I'm not saying to just avoid, thinking of good and bad and just be an a-hole. Right? What I'm saying is that you have to not let events outside of you change your emotions. Oh, but emotions, I can't control they just happen. My emotions, they just happen. No, they don't, bro. No, they don't. Think about this. You're driving, you're in the freeway, whatever, and someone cuts you off. Your first reaction, if you're someone like me back in the day, is
caught himself. I like
this person, man. What? Like, they didn't see me? What they think they're more important? Right there. Did you see that? Right there, your emotions was not anger. Your thoughts were the ones guiding that emotion. Oh, this a-hole is being disrespectful. Oh, this a-hole doesn't care about my life. Or, oh, this person, this, and that. It wasn't no emotion that just popped up. It didn't happen to you. The stories that you tell yourself in your mind, my boy, my gal, that's what's triggering your emotions, not somebody else. It's very important for you to notice this, right? Now, these thoughts can seem sporadic and just out of nowhere. And they are at first because, well, most of your life you've been like this. Because that person that cut you off, think about this. They're not thinking about you right after they did it. They don't care. They don't. Yet you're spending 5, 6, 7, 10 seconds mad, stress levels through the roof. And you're only hurting yourself. This person cut you off and is gone. You're mad. They don't care. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? It is all in the mind. And it's important that you guys notice this. It takes practice in a lot of it. But you can turn all these different emotions into the polar opposite of them. As above, so below. You hear what I'm saying? If you guys made it to the end of this video, I want to let you guys know that because you are so kind and patient, and it shows that you really are interested in what I'm saying, I decided to give you guys a little nugget, a little extra, and reward you guys for that. It's really cool. Thank you. So, we already know what the issue is, but how do we cope with it? This is your little reward.
Yo, what happens to the lighting?
I'm gonna give you some knowledge and and then you have no idea what to do with it. So how do we actually change our thought process? How do we actually go about doing this? Well, it takes practice. But then you have to think like, oh, wait, damn, he just cut me off. He's speeding. Man, I hope everything's okay. Maybe someone's in the hospital and he needs to get there. Maybe his mom just fell and can't get up. Maybe, his son is going through something and he needs to get there now. Well, now you have compassion. Now, if you guys watched until the end, I want you guys to comment down in the comments below. Say compassion. just so I can know who the real ones are and who's actually interested in changing their perspective on life and controlling their mind. You don't have to be the way you are. You can change. God bless you guys. You already know. Show some love down in the comments below. Love it, hate it. I don't give a fuck. Can't cuss.